Assyrian activist. She studied primary and high school in Assyrian and earned her bachelor's degree in business and management. After this, Savina pursued a higher education, earning a master's degree in human rights at the Nuremberg University in Germany. Savina got her start as an activist at the young age of 13 and began volunteering for various Assyrian organizations. Since then, she has been a strong advocate for the Assyrian ethnic rights in many arenas and countries around the world, such as the United States of America, Germany, Sweden, Russia, South Africa, Lebanon, Spain, Portugal, and Slovenia. In addition, Savina co-founded a nonprofit educational organization called the Ituti Institute with the vision of generations of leaders, aiming to empower and enable children and youth in the homeland and other countries where the Assyrian people reside. In addition to this, Savina serves as a board of director of the Assyrian Genocide Research Center, also known as SAFO Center. We are honored to have such a devoted Assyrian activist with us here tonight and would like to welcome our keynote speaker for the evening, Savina Dawood.
Thank you, Diana, and thank you, Ray, and everyone from this organization for allowing me to speak and giving me the opportunity to represent. شو خور مرامل روخاتت سهدا شلام اللوخن بني أمتي آتراي إديوم دخ بيش لخا الإيقارة وتخرنيا اتسهدا آتراي أني تبشلن سهيدة جوق العمة اتبدر خان سيفو سمالة سوريا بغداد نينوى وخابر ألبن أبن إيلة مليا من خشة إنا إيلة قويلة بصورة درانانا أبن إينا بليا بيقرأ إنا بيشنا سنيدة الخخاصة لآتر التوارة أهونا أوبن إيلة مليا وجغيجة تخمنياتي إنا هماشا مولودة لي رنية خاتي المخيتة أمتن أطوريتا وآبغرا أبن ديلة شرشية من كل ردبية ودرباتي إنا ليكالي العشينوتا دروخة أطوريتا دبريتا لو بخايا قاوي إن يويتني بساسة بمكملا خبراني إديوم بلشانة دها أطرة قد أرخن يقرأ دينا لخة من أموات خينة أبقاني برمي الخبراني Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining the Assyrian community in LA to remember the fallen and empower the future. In this beautiful hall behind me, the Assyrian American Association of Southern California, they organized the best possible way to remember the fallen. Therefore, I will focus on the second part of this slogan, and that is to empower the future. Empower the future? How can the minority Assyrians empower their future? A nation that has been under continuous oppression and persecution. A stateless nation that is scattered all around the world. A nation that lost nearly 1 million of its population in the homeland due to genocides and ethnic cleansing. How can we empower our future? I am the daughter of Hakkari, but I was not born and raised there. Because my great-grandfathers They had to flee from the genocide of Saifo in 1915. They settled in Hariri, a village in northern Iraq. But in the 60s, they fled once again to Erbil from the violent conflicts between the Arabs and the Kurds. I was born in Erbil in 1989, and in the early 90s, the Ba'ath regime attacked the northern region as we were in the morning mass of Easter. My parents, I, and my siblings had to flee again, and this time to Urmia in Iran, where we lived in a tent at a refugee camp. Months later, we returned to Erbil in northern Iraq, resettled and rebuilt our lives all over again. And as we thought that we were home and finally safe, in the year 2000, around midnight, and as we were sleeping, our house was bombed in Shorish, a neighborhood in Erbil. But thank God, all of the 6 of us were safe and they survived. And that forced us to move to a safer neighborhood for Assyrian Christians, known as Ankawa, the Christian town in Erbil. After all the sufferings and the struggles my family and I went through since 1915, I am still here, standing in front of you, and stronger than ever. I started my empowerment journey in 2014 when ISIS took over Nineveh. I co-founded a nonprofit educational organization called Ituti Institute, meaning my existence, to support our people cultivate the genuine meaning of leadership and to empower our children, youth, and our women. We were only 2 people with a vision, and now we are more than 170 volunteers serving the mission. We have tens of projects all over our homeland in Iraq, Syria, Turkey, and also in the surrounding countries where our people's needs appear, like Armenia and Georgia. I believe in myself that as an Assyrian, I am capable of achieving my vision, despite all the marginalization against my nation. I also believe in the people around me who are constantly supporting and empowering me. And so should you. Believe in yourselves as Assyrians. If anyone tries to define you as a minority group, answer them. My Assyrian nation is not a minority by definition, but indigenous. We are not the minorities of Iraq, Syria, Iran, and Turkey. We are the indigenous people and the rightful owners of the lands of Nineveh, Erbil, Nohadra, Barwar, Nala, Hakkari, Tur Abdi, Bebzalim, and more of other regions in these countries. If they tell you you left your homeland and you are all around the world, you tell them the homeland hasn't left us. It's right here. Assyria lives within us. We will work for it from every corner of the world, and some of us will also return to it. Now, if anyone here is a survivor of a genocide or is a descendant of genocide survivors or any other persecution, I want to kindly ask you to please stand up with me. If anyone points you out as a victim. You say to them, I am not a victim of decades of persecutions and oppression, but as a survivor of every single attempt. Look around you. All of you are standing. We are a living proof of every genocide and every ethnic cleansing. We are not victims. We are a nation of survivors. You and I survived every attempt to wipe our history, our identity, and existence. And we are still standing here. You and I can and will empower the future of Assyria.